Ready? Are you ready?
Oh, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hit it.
Okay. Your phone's ringing.
Why is my phone ringing?
I don't know. It's your phone.
By one of the kids. Hello? Wait. Hello? Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. What happened at the vet?
These moments don't just dysregulate pets. They also dysregulate people.
Yes, they do.
Hello, and welcome to Pets Deserve It.
Welcome.
We're your hosts,
Jessica.
and Dr. Megan, co-owners of Latah Creek Animal Hospital, Spokane's premier fear-free certified practice.
Premier.
Yep, number one. We are so glad you're tuning into our podcast. Thanks for sticking with us. New episodes will drop on the 1st of every month. This is our podcast where we discuss stress in every aspect of your pet's life. If you missed our previous episodes, check them out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Woo-hoo. Guess what month we're going into?
March.
We are going into March. And March means March Madness. Go Zags.
Go Zags.
But March Madness, that's not good.
It's not
good
in,
for our pets.
Not in here.
No, not up in here. So what do we have going on in here?
March Calmness.
March Calmness.
What is March Calmness?
We created March Calmness in the spirit of there are so many pets out there that don't get the care that they need. And we know that our clients know those pets. Like, it's your friend's pet. It's your kid's pet or your parent's pet. And we want them referred to us so that we can help keep them calm. That's where it began. We know there are a lot of pets out there that aren't getting the care that they need. And that's one of the things that Latah Creek tries to be very vocal about. And some pet parents just give up on taking them to the vet because it is so overwhelming and stressful.
Yeah, if you have a high stress pet, the whole experience can just be too much. I mean, either it's the pet themselves stressing out themselves and by extension probably you, whether it's a cat that's hissing and growling and attacking through the carrier, or a dog that's growling and barking and lunging and trying to bite, or if you feel okay about that and want to help your pet, which I hope you do, but unfortunately sometimes your vet has told you, well, we can't treat them, we don't know how to treat them, they're too aggressive. Sometimes in extreme cases they should be euthanized.
Yeah.
We've heard that before, just based on how they act at the vet.
So we know that we all have that friend or relative who makes that phone call that I just got that says, my vet said I can't bring them back to their clinic. My vet says we need to just scruff them and throw them in the carrier. My vet says we need to lay on top of the dog so that we can get that injection. And so, you know, you've got the cat who's hissing and scratching and probably urinating and because they're so scared. And that might just be at home trying to get the cat in the carrier.
Yeah.
Potentially when they get here and trying to get the cat out of the carrier. The dog who is really just terrified and shaking and lunging and panicking, that's a hard dog to bring to the vet. It's a really hard dog. It's so much madness happening that they need a place where they can be calm, where the place can be calm and help them be calm. And the owners. We're sort of really focusing also on the people this year also.
Yeah, I just think of a couple of pets in particular. One who was, by our count, not really one of the most stressful pets we've ever seen, that got told by their vet that they should be euthanized because they were so, to use their words, bad at the vet.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even a memorable amount of stress for us just based on what we see every single day. Mm-hmm. So that just really threw into light how much it can be a barrier to medical care. I even had one yesterday who hadn't been to the vet in 5 or 6 years, and she takes good care of her pets. But the stress of the dog at the vet was a barrier to her taking him in.
Mm-hmm. So it was stressful for her.
And he did really well here.
We joke a little bit because March Calmness, right? March Madness is very fun. It's basketball. Everyone's cheering for their teams. For March Calmness, we want it to be fun as well. So, you know, we talk a lot about bad dogs wanted, bad cats wanted, but it really is just a play on that word that we don't use. but most often other people will. And even sometimes clients will use those words. It's just a bad dog, not understanding what that actually means and what is actually happening. So you might see some social media posts where it's like, bad dogs wanted. Well, we want those dogs that have been deemed bad. And cats.
And your cats and your bad cat too.
Yeah. And so it is a little bit fun. We joke about how you might get that phone call from your friend of like, I can't believe what just happened at the vet or the groomer or wherever it is, and I can't believe it. They're so stressed, or oh my gosh, they're so sick, but I'm absolutely not taking them to the vet. I'm going to Google it, or I'm just going to see if maybe we have some meds left over from our previous dog, because it's just too stressful. It's too much madness.
And we are hoping and relying on our clients to help us get the word out, because you've come here, you know what it's like, and then you get that phone call, and we're hoping that you can say, you know, there's a better way, and here's what it is.
Because it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be madness for your pet at all.
At all.
Even in the fun of March Madness.
Yeah. Save the adrenaline for the basketball court.
Yes. Yes, yes. So if you are listening and you live in our area and you know of pets that aren't getting the care that they need, or your friend or your relative is so stressed out just getting them to the vet, we can help.
We can help. And if you don't live in the area or if your friend who calls you doesn't live in the area, we can still help through all of the education on our social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk about what happens when it is madness at the vet, what it does to their nervous system.
The nervous system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buckle up. It's about to get sciencey.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to talk about the amygdala, or are we? We could.
Let's not.
Okay, we won't.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the social media posts, not so much ours, but the social media posts that you see out there, and this is not to dog on anybody or cat on anybody, but show how gentle and cute and fun it can be. And we do it too, right? It's fun.
Cutesy, one might say.
One might say cutesy to have a calm pet at the vet, right? And we do it too, right? They're relaxed, they're sleeping, it looks very nice.
It's cute when
it's cute.
They have booties on and they're sleeping and they're warm and comfortable, or they're in the room eating a pup cup because they're very happy. And even when they're a little bit nervous, but they take the treats from you.
And we want to show that side too.
Absolutely.
But there also is a more important side that it is, even for the cute ones, is it increases everyone's safety, and it increases the accuracy of the medical care that you're getting. When we get these super high stress patients that are in fight or flight mode, whether that looks like fight or flight or it looks like shutdown, because it's actually fight, flight, freeze, fidget, or faff around as as we heard on one of the podcasts, then we're not really seeing any of their true baseline.
Right.
Their heart rate increases, their respiratory rate increases, their blood pressure increases, their blood work can change. They can change their CBC. They can have a stress leukogram. Their blood sugar can spike. So then we're not sure if they're diabetic.
And we see that a lot in cats.
And occasionally in dogs as well. And it delays their healing. That's one of the more invisible things. It upsets their GI tract. They go home and they have diarrhea or vomiting, and we wonder, are they having a vaccine reaction or were they just stressed? In the moment, then obviously if they're in fight, it escalates their defensive behavior, and we're more likely to get hurt. They're more likely to get hurt, not in a big way, but if some clinics counter that by laying on them or scruffing them, that hurts, and then that spikes their cortisol more, and then you get in a vicious cycle.
Yeah. That you can't get out of.
That you can't get out of. And then I understand why that makes clients want to avoid care.
Right? So then now that pet's not getting care.
Yeah.
Now they're not going to the vet, even when they're sick, like we talked about just a few minutes ago.
So sometimes, and this makes for a much less cute social media post, it looks like staying in, having meds before the visit, staying in the car, and then getting sedated when you get here. You know, it's not as pretty, but man, that nervous system is regulated.
Yeah.
It is on point.
On point. Not cutesy, but low stress.
Low stress.
So avoiding the care is not the solution?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that's a good solution.
Okay.
I think finding a place that can help your pet regulate their nervous system is the solution.
So families with high stress pets, and sometimes when we have a high stress pet, we end up with a high stress pet parent because of the situation, and they just need the right support.
And they feed off each other, which I get. I have a high stress pet, and I have been in that feedback loop with him.
Mm-hmm. You hear a lot of trainers say it goes up the leash.
Yes.
And down the leash. Down the leash, up the leash.
Yep. It goes both ways on the leash. And if your pet's not high stress, then you get to benefit from all the cutesy stuff to keep them happy. Because it's not, I mean, it is pup cups, it is booties, it is blankets and toys and all of this cute stuff. But what that is doing is regulating their nervous system. So even the things that are cutesy and do look cutesy are doing something really important. For example, treats. Sometimes we hear, oh, he doesn't need a treat. He didn't do anything. And that's okay. Here. But he's here. He's here. And what we're doing is just pairing the state of being here with eating a treat. Mm-hmm. So that is making a positive mental neural connection. They don't have to do anything. Sometimes we ask for tricks, right? Just to see where they're at, see where their stress level's at.
And a lot of times, though, they like that.
They like it. It's calming for some dogs. They feel like you're speaking their language. But if they don't do it, I don't really care. They get the treat anyway.
Yeah. But even if they come here low stress and we're able to keep them low stress, that helps a little bit if they end up having to go to the ER.
It does. It does. Right, it helps them build trust, resilience. We've talked about resilience a lot. If you have 100 experiences and 100 of them are bad, then what does that teach you? But if you have 100 experiences and one of them is bad, you're like, well, that was weird. Oh, well.
Yeah. So it can definitely help.
Let's circle back to something you said a minute ago about how it affects people.
Okay.
And how stress affects people and how that affects the pets and the experience of the vet and... That's the forgotten half sometimes.
I know.
We're even guilty of it.
We are, and we've learned a lot about that over the last few years because I know there's been times where the clients are like, so don't forget that it's hard for me to come back 2 or 3 times because I work and it's hard to get time off. I love this period and it's hard for me to get time off of work, so is there something we can do today?
Because really what's best for your cat is to sit here for about 4 hours.
Yes. Yes, so please take half a day off.
Yeah, I mean, we balance that with what's best for you, but, we sometimes get caught up with, well, we'll just get the cats here. I'm just using cats as an example. Yeah. Get the cats here earlier and they'll just sit in the room for half the day and they'll be great because then they'll feel at home.
But as we think more about the clients, now we're trying to think not just so much in respecting that the clients have to go to work and can't take time off and respecting time, but also digging deeper into actually our clients are also stressed. And maybe you're not even necessarily stressed to bring your high stress dog to the vet. That is a possibility. And you are just more of an anxious person. And what effect is that having on your pet when you come to the vet or go somewhere? And then you combine that with being anxious and having an anxious dog and then trying to come to the vet, and maybe you've waited because they're sick, and then it just becomes really almost unbearable for some people and some pets. So now we're in the situation where we are sick and medical decisions have to be made, and nobody's really regulated enough to really try to make the best decision and partner with us when you're going in there making recommendations of what needs to be done. We need blood work, we need x-rays, and we're so nervous, they're so nervous. Like, we need to figure out how to make everyone a little bit more calm in those situations so that we can make the best medical decisions for the pets.
Big decisions like, do we do this treatment? Do we go to the ER? Do we treat it all? Surgery? Do we do emergency surgery? What do we do?
It's hard when stress is so high. But it's hard because our culture everything is so fast paced. I know we had a client tell us one of the things she thinks is happening is that we have this 5-minute Amazon culture. Everything is so fast. Shipping is so fast. DoorDash is so fast. Everything just gets to us so fast that we just want our pet's care to be the same way.
Yeah, I was ordering a new coat for my dog the other day, and it was coming the next day instead of the same day, and I was like, this is unbelievable. Why is it taking...
How dare...
Why is it taking so long? I couldn't believe it. I was like, where's my same-day shipping? And then I got a hold of myself, like, this is not an emergency. They have other coats.
Right.
Don't worry.
They have like 7.
They have more than 7 coats.
But we want everything so fast, and sometimes that's fine. But when it comes to our pets' health and care, we need to be able to slow down. And it's hard when everything outside of the clinic is so fast paced, and then we're asking you to come in here, and once that door shuts behind you and you get in the clinic, we want it and need it to slow down.
Yeah.
And we need clients to be able to sort of let go for a little bit and slow down and really focus on what is happening with their pet. And it's hard. It's hard, especially when you want to get home and go to the Zags game.
Yes.
Or go watch the Zags game.
It's hard. And it's also hard to feel this when you feel like you're just sitting and waiting or everything's slowed down. But it does, overall, for each individual pet, I'm not talking about the times we're running behind, but for each individual pet, it does go faster in a way. And in a kind of an unseen way to actually go slow. Like, it saves time doing these extra tests because of a dysregulated nervous system and all of these other things that we're then going to have to do to figure out what's real. It saves potentially time in the future when you're able to bring them in for the preventative care. I mean, all of these sort of unseen ways, but it does not feel like zippy.
And, just to circle back to the clients, I think there really are 2 potential things happening. Life is madness.
It's true.
It's busy. We're rushed. Everyone's in a hurry. Back to that 5-minute Amazon culture. The other part of that is the clients are just a little bit in general more anxious, and maybe only anxious coming to the vet, maybe anxious in life. It really doesn't matter because that still affects the pet. And so there's kind of a couple things that we're really trying to be more mindful of and figure out how we can help. Once you get in these doors, how can we just help make you not feel so rushed so that we don't feel rushed, so that we do what's best for the pet? And also, how can we help those that are a little bit more anxious in general? Unfortunately, we cannot give you a Zanny, but we can give your dog a Zanny.
I've had enough clients say to me, well, can I have one? That kind of helped us start to think about this too. Like, we cannot give you a Zanny. If I could go to med school real quick, I would love to do that for you, but I can't. So.
Right, and we can't recommend on the phone. Well, I mean, if you have some, maybe this would be the time to take one. We can't say that. But in all reality, though, all those things will help. Once you get in these doors, whatever is happening, we want it to be calmer and lower stress for everybody, so that then the focus can be on the pet. Mm-hmm. That is the premise behind March Calmness. And for March Calmness, what we want to do is for our clients that know these people, I guess, because they're not clients yet, that know these people that are having these very high stress situations. They're very high stress. And maybe they're very high stress, but their dog's not. But bringing just the anxiety of their dog maybe being sick is too much, but their dog is very, very sweet and low stress. It doesn't matter. We can help them as well. Or if you are listening to this and you live out of town, but someone you know happens to live here, refer them here. Now, we're going to give a $50 referral incentive to our clients. I realize if you live out of town, you can't benefit from that, but we might be able to find some other way that you could benefit from that. Or maybe the person coming in could benefit from that if you're referring from out of town.
Totally.
Because it's so important that we get pets in a low stress situation. Mm-hmm. And people.
I think one of the things for people as well that causes the stress at the vet, even for the ones who are not high stress other places, this is humans, is how embarrassed they've been made to feel. Whether that's by their previous vet or just by the culture. We've talked about the culture before of like how your dog acts as a direct reflection on you, which anyone who's listened to any of the other episodes of the podcast knows we totally disagree with that. There are some things you can do, but they're also individuals with their own personalities and their own brains and their own physiology. Right. And so it's like saying kids are a direct reflection of their parents, right? Like, we know that's not fair. It's nature, nurture.
Right.
But anyway, I'm not a parent or a child psychologist, so we're going to leave that over here and talk about the pets, which is what we do know about. And so, but that's the culture, right? Even if it wasn't your vet, you see it all over the place. Oh, it's all on how you raise them. Oh, it's all on how you raise them. It's not. But that can cause embarrassment when you feel like your dog's acting up.
Right.
Especially combine that with, well, I don't understand that he's just stressed. That's why he's acting like this. So he's being bad. And then your vet probably told you, well, this is a bad dog, maybe, or just acted like it.
Right.
Then you don't want to bring him in. Cats is slightly better because we don't put that on our cats. We don't put that on them that, oh, you're a direct reflection of me. We know they're their own beings.
We know they're their own thing.
We know that. We and they both know they were worshipped in ancient Egypt.
We live in their house.
We live in their house. They've never forgotten that. And so it is better, but with cats it's still a huge barrier, less so of the like embarrassment, but just more of the practicality of, okay, but how do I get my stressed cat to you? But it's really sad that anyone would be made to feel embarrassed, whether that's by internet warriors, their veterinarian, and that's one way you can help when your friends call. Okay, well, it can be stressful, but we don't have to be embarrassed. It's not his fault. It's not your fault. Right. It's nobody's fault. It's just a stressed out pet in a situation we need to make better.
Even when I'm reading in some of these Facebook groups about, whether it's the dog enrichment one, I don't know. I follow a few of them, and someone posts a legit question about maybe a situation that they had, and there's so many trolling comments about, like, why would you even do that? Okay, but that wasn't the question. The question was, I got myself into this situation. What should I do next time? And some helpful advice would be appreciated. Instead, it's like, well, you should have done that. Why'd you do that?
Why do you have a dog like that?
Why do you have a dog like that?
Okay, I don't have a dog like that. I have a dog that's stressed out in these situations.
Because I know even when we make posts about some of our highest stress patients and showing how they can get care, like Bowser, when that was on TikTok, it's on TikTok, and it went viral, but there still was comments of like, well, why would the owners even have a dog like this? Okay, that's not what we're showing you. You can clearly see that the owner is there in the beginning and in the end, helping us and partnering with us to make sure that Bowser gets the care that he needs.
And
because they have learned to manage him.
And the video is 60 seconds long. You have no idea what Bowser's like at home.
Yeah.
Whether he's like that or not at home doesn't even matter. You have no idea from that video how he acts at home. And
most of the comments were very supportive. A lot of them were veterinary professionals. It's very, very supportive. Oh my gosh, we have to do that at our clinic. Oh my gosh, this is so great. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, we didn't know you could give that orally. Things that people are pulling out of there. Yeah. Little Easter eggs, one might say, for their own use. But then, of course, there's always those people that want to say something bad, negative, shameful, shaming, client shaming. Yeah. And it's hard. And then it's hard. Like, even for me, I'm like, well, I don't know that I want to post a video like that. Obviously, we're going to, but that's sort of my first thought is I don't want to post a video like that in case we get comments like that. But no, that's okay. We're going to get the comments and I'm just going to respond.
We just don't want the owner to feel bad.
No.
Because we like Bowser. We like helping Bowser. We like helping all of those pets. Those are what we look for. We hear a lot. I think all of us do in our various positions, like, I'm so sorry that do you hate, I get this question a lot, do you hate dealing with dogs like this? I actually prefer it. I mean, Oh, who doesn't love a happy golden? Everyone loves that. I'm not going to lie to you. Of course, I love dealing with the happy goldens, but I also love helping these pets that don't get help somewhere else, whether they're making progress or not. Even if they're not, even if they have so much trauma that we have to sedate them every single time and they never make progress to where they don't need the meds, I don't care. We're still keeping their nervous system nice and low. Sometimes they have so much trauma they can't think their way out of it. It's better just to keep their stress low, keep their nervous system low, use drugs if you need to. There's no shame in any of that. Mm-mm. Just whatever they need, whether that's just the fun stuff, whether a pup cup and all of the music and gentle handling is enough, or they need to be full out sedated and anything in between. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's all okay.
Yeah. We're trying to get some feedback from our clients and figure out some ways that we can help make them feel more comfortable while they're here. Mm-hmm. Because again, as we already determined, we cannot prescribe them medications. Even
if we wish we could sometimes.
Even if they ask, like we can't do that. But there are some things in the exam rooms trying to make them a little bit more comfortable. We're going to set up some self-care stations in the exam rooms that might just we're going to set up some self-care stations in the exam rooms that will have some things that, maybe some stickers that are kind of like fidget spinner stickers, anxiety stickers, mm-hmm. lotions. Just, we're trying to put different things in there that a client could use maybe to help lower their stress while they're in the exam room. We have snacks and drinks, but those don't always help. We might have a couple bottles of little airplane alcohols somewhere if a client would like those. We've used those a couple times in the past. But if anyone has any ideas on things that they might appreciate in the exam room, you could leave us a comment. So even if you don't live in our area, but you went to the vet and they had some awesome things maybe that they offered you in your exam room, or something maybe that you bring to the vet with you. I know you have a fidget spinner in your purse that you might use depending on where you're at. If you have ideas, let us know, because we would be happy to put these little small things into our exam room if they are appropriate for a vet clinic.
And notepads and pens in case
to write down some questions.
Right? In case your anxiety comes from, well, I'm just sitting here and I have all these questions and now I don't know what to ask, or like the vet just told me something and then left for a minute, and when she comes back I don't know what I even want to ask, or she's telling me a lot and I want to take notes. I mean, we provide report cards, but mm-hmm. still maybe there's specific things you want to write down in the moment that.
But if you have too much stress and anxiety, you're going to forget the questions, you're going to forget what was written. And it's fine if you want to call us the next day and talk through it again, mm-hmm. but everyone remembers better when we can do it in the moment.
Right.
So yes, we will have those things in there. If you have ideas, leave us a comment and we would love to know what else we can incorporate into that. Okay, so just as a reminder, for our clients, if you are able to refer a high stress patient or client to us, you will get a $50 referral for the month of March. As long as they're referred in March, you will get that referral after we've seen that client. If you live out of the area and you're referring someone to us, we would love to see them. And then we could also figure out some type of referral, whether that goes to the person we're seeing on their second visit, or somehow we can send you a little bonus. If you would like to send us your address, we could do that. Just a way to incentivize getting these clients to us. And then just as a reminder, if you are wondering how your clinic might stack up to a low stress experience, you can go to our YouTube page and you can click on getting our fear-free benchmark. That will sign you up to get that benchmark and our email sequence that will further go into what it looks like to have low stress visits. You can also get our Fear-Free 101 checklist that will also sign you up for a different sequence of emails that kind of talk you through the beginnings of Fear-Free and what that can look like in a vet clinic. And both of those, again, can be found on our YouTube page, and links to that will be in
the show notes.
We will also have links in the show notes to our Instagram and our Facebook page, as well as Cat Doc Megan's Instagram.
As well as our TikTok video that went viral.
Okay, yep, that's Bowser. That's the one that we were talking about.
Yep.
So, again, this is going to be posted on March 1st, but season 1 is coming to an end. We are going to have our final episode April 1st. No, that is not an April Fool's joke.
And it's not our final episode forever. It's just our season 1 finale.
Season 1 finale.
And season 2 will be back in the fall.
Yes, it will. Okay. Signing off for March.
Okay. Stay calm out there.
Stay calm out there. It's madness out there. It's calmness in here.